Good morning. This is Julie Tillis, a staff member at Women at the Well Ministries, and welcome to today's broadcast of Hope from the Well. And today we have two very special guests with us from Kairos outside of Eastern Tennessee Ministries, and it is Gail Moser and Dawn Martin. Good morning, ladies. We are so glad to have you all here with us today.
Good morning.
And so before they get started, to just share a little bit about their ministries, I just want to remind you that we have so many things going on up here at Women at the Well. Our Made Well Retreat Center, the Creative Evangelism, and just so many other things. So if you want to schedule us to come to your church or organization, just give us a call at 423-745-0010, or if you would like to book a retreat. And but without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and let Gail, are you the one that's going to speak first?
I'll be glad.
Share about this wonderful ministry.
Well, thank you, Julie. We appreciate this opportunity and all that the Ministries of Women at the Well does. We just want to share a little bit today about Kairos Prison Ministry International. And within Kairos Prison Ministries, there are 3 programs. The first one is Kairos Inside, and that is for ladies or men who are incarcerated, and they can attend a weekend while they're incarcerated. Then there's Kairos Outside, which we'll talk more about in a moment. That's who we are representing today particularly. And that's for women who are 20 years or older who have someone incarcerated or their lives have been impacted in some way from Kairos, from a prison. So they could have had someone incarcerated. They could have been incarcerated and didn't get to attend Kairos Inside while they were in prison. They could have had someone in the past or present in jail or state or federal prison. And then there's also the third program is Kairos Torch, and that's for adolescents. It's a mentoring program trying to help them in making better choices. And they have mentors that come in and help them during their time of when that they are incarcerated as well. So today I wanted to share with you particularly our mission. The mission of Kairos Prison Ministries is to share the transforming love and forgiveness of Jesus Christ, to impact the hearts and lives of incarcerated men, women, and youth, as well as their families, to become loving and productive citizens of their communities. And Kairos is in 37 states.
Wow.
We're currently in 10 countries, and they're fixing to add as well 3 more new countries. So they're really working hard to reach as many prisons and communities as possible. I think currently 500 prisons they're ministering through. So about 30,000 volunteers a year. So it's all volunteer based. We come in as volunteers and just do what the Lord, appoints us to do. During the weekend, it's a free weekend. It costs no one anything. We do it all through donations and grants and fundraisers and things like that.
That is amazing because, I don't think there's anybody out there that doesn't know someone that has been impacted by, the prison system, that they have a loved one or them themselves have been in prison. And the fact that there's so many, I know before I met you, Gail, that I had never heard of it. I'd heard of it a little bit, but I didn't really know much about it. And this is an amazing ministry that is in so many countries. I just can't believe that. But that is just
really
phenomenal.
Expanding.
And that it's free. That it's free for them.
And that's the good thing, is because we even go into the prisons at closing and share on a Kairos Inside how they can send their loved one for free and give them a free gift. Because, when you're incarcerated, you can't do very much for your families that are on the outside.
Right.
The word Kairos, there's 2 terms that we use for Kairos. One is chronos. It means chronos like you would use your time clock at work. A lot of people have a chronos clock actually. So that's like the day, the week, what your calendar says, the time, and that sort of stuff. But the other word for time is Kairos. And Kairos is a Greek word. So we believe that's very appropriate when you're talking about time, because people on the inside, of course, are serving time, but their loved one is also serving time on the outside.
That's true.
And the word Kairos also means a special time with God.
Mm-hmm.
So we believe whenever people come to a Kairos weekend, it's a special time for them to be with God, and He has something special for them.
That's amazing.
So we just send out information. We try to reach out to all those ladies that we can that would be a guest. That's the reason we call them a guest,
Right.
because they don't have to pay anything, as we've already said. Also, our forms even say reservation form. It's not an application. They're not applying to come. They're just making a reservation to come. So,
I like that. I love that.
actually, Dawn is a former guest and could give us her thoughts from a guest perspective.
You know, you were talking about not knowing anything about Kairos. I had no idea about Kairos, and so a very good friend of mine called me up and she said, "Hey, I really had it on my heart for you to be a guest. Is this something that you and your daughter would be interested in?" I have a friend, and she put me in touch with Gail, and so my daughter and I went to a weekend, and so I had no idea what to expect. I had a loved one. We had a loved one who was incarcerated, and when you have that, it's like she said, well, you are doing time too.
Yeah.
You know, you are living through it as best you can, and then you have all these feelings and emotions and thoughts that you're dealing with, and so I was very thankful to be able to be a guest, and since being a guest, I've been volunteering and helping with it. It just is very, very impactful. There's talks and there's meditations, and you have your own little family that you have a safe place to talk about, because you have something in common that you don't necessarily feel like you need to share or have the words to share, you know, with other people who haven't experienced the same thing. So
it gives you a common bond with other people that are going through the same things, and I love that.
And it allows you an opportunity to open up, even for people like me who are not quite as open about what you're going through as other people. You find a safe place, and then by the end of the weekend, you make connections with your table family, which is part of it. And the people from my table family from a year ago, I still stay very close contact with.
That's wonderful.
And that's one of the beauties of the ministry, is the support that you receive, not just on the weekend. That's really just the beginning, because we want to try to continue that ministry throughout the year, not just for that year either. We have people who are still in support groups they've created as a result from meeting at Kairos outside. So same thing on the prisons. They go back into the prison, the people who have worked the teams, go back in for reunions and support groups as well, to help them to stay connected, because that's what makes it be beneficial for them. It's not just a one-time, you know, for 2.5 days, the ladies can come and we can pamper them, and they can share their stories and feed them really good. But we want them to know they still have support when they leave the weekend as well, because they go back to, you know, their own responsibilities. Now on the prison, those that come to Kairos Inside, they start on Thursday evening. So it's a 3.5 day program. The ladies, though, part of the reason we do Friday instead is because a lot of them have to work, because they're having to support their family while their loved one's incarcerated. So it's much easier for them to be able to have that opportunity to come starting on Friday evening. So we go from Friday evening till Sunday afternoon. And we invite people to come to our closing ceremony. Anybody can come. They don't have to be part of Kairos. People don't have to have had someone that went to Kairos for a lady to come. They just have to have some connection to where their life's been impacted from incarceration for them to come. But for closing, it's open to anybody. Your church, anybody that might be interested in coming, they're more than welcome to come.
That's amazing. So if somebody was wanting to volunteer, do they have to have been on a weekend themselves?
A good question. They do not have to be on a weekend. They don't even have to have had someone incarcerated. We try to recruit even people from the Christian community. It is a Christian organization, and they do need to be part of a church, active in their church, Christian church. We're a 501c3 organization. We're not for profit, so we're just trying to reach out through different ways. Part of that is like our fundraising. People hear about us from that, and they may want to be a volunteer. We had a fundraising the other night in Maryville, actually, and there was a lady that was very interested because she really likes prison ministry, and there's different opportunities because you've got the Kairos inside as well as outside. So we have a couple of opportunities that we could invite people to be part of. One is, obviously, we need prayer. That's the number one thing that we need always. During the weekend, we have prayer vigils set up, and during those, if you go to the myprayervigils.net and sign up, then, well, actually, let me be sure on that.
It is.
Is it? Am I right? Thank you. So on the webpage, you can sign up for a 30-minute slot to pray, and we want to keep it covered in prayer the whole weekend.
Yes, definitely.
And so right now, you could go in and find many people who are getting ready for Kairos Inside, Outside, or Kairos Torch, and not only praying here in our local area or state, but internationally as well to sign up to pray. So that's the number one thing we need always. The prisons that we serve here, particularly for Kairos Inside, is Bledsoe County, men and women, Morgan County, and then there's a Kairos at Northeastern up at Mountain City. So those are the ones that we, in Eastern Tennessee, help to cover. But we have ladies who may live in Memphis or someplace else, so if they send in a reservation form, if there's a Kairos outside near them, we're going to send them or refer them to that area.
And I know that this program, we always tape a little bit ahead, and so it'll be this past weekend.
That's correct.
That you would be having the weekend, correct?
That's correct.
All right, and so I know that's something that everybody, if somebody was interested in doing that, they can go to the Kairos of Tennessee.org. Is that correct?
Yes, correct. They can go there, or they can send us an email at East Tennessee Kairos outside at gmail.com. So let me spell that out for you. So it would be EASTTNOUTSIDE at gmail.com. And then they can also always go to KairosPrisonMinistry.org to get more information. There they can find out where we serve, both inside, outside, and torch. And it's always a good place to go. They can also submit reservation forms there and find reservation forms on our webpage as well.
That's amazing. That's something you definitely want to get involved in. And then this coming weekend, you have another event as well.
We're having a tea at Woodward Avenue Church of God, a tea/brunch and silent auction, and that'll all be by donation as well. So if you think you're interested in coming, we would love for you to join us there. You could call the church office at 423-745-1618 and leave a voicemail, or send us an email to the East Tennessee Kairos Outside at gmail.com, and we'd love to connect with you. It's at 10:30 on May the 10th.
Yes, and so if you didn't catch any of that, you can always call us here at Women at the Well at 423-745-0010, and we have the literature, and we can get you their numbers or the website to where we can get you connected, because this is definitely a ministry that you definitely want to get involved with. And I know for us here at Women at the Well, this is something that is very near and dear to our heart, because either ourselves or someone we loved has been in prison. So that is something, and it's a way to give back to the community. It's a way to make a connection with other people who have been in the same situation that you've been, and it's just a way to spread the love of Jesus to everybody, and that's something that every person in this world needs. I thank you all so much. Thank you, Miss Gail, and thank you, Dawn, for coming today and sharing about this wonderful ministry. We are out of time, so I just want to remind you, if you have Jesus in your life, you will always have hope. Thank you.